It's your boy Juicy Banks, and welcome back to another Sunday breakdown. Y'all guys know the time, y'all know the frame, y'all know what we doing right now, and it's Sunday. You know what I'm saying? I just got in, and I feel like we should just go directly to the charts and get ready to crush it this week. As y'all guys all know, last week I went ahead and took my account to about 130K. Let me make sure. I feel like this is like the main focal point of how I gotta kind of start these Sunday breakdowns because y'all gotta know, like, y'all gotta see the progression week over week. Now, I'm not really sure as far as for how I feel this week, and y'all let me know. But I feel like I want to start the challenge over. I feel like I wanted to give everybody an opportunity to kind of be able to build with me and grow with me. As you can see, the whenever it decides to focus, yeah, 131K. So it's just like, yeah, like fuck that. But anyways, as I was saying, like I think I want to kind of start this challenge over. I did want to kind of build it to 1 million, but it's just like I think it's so much DMs. Everybody like, oh, take it to 1 million, take it to 1 million. Then I get a whole bunch of other DMs with everybody telling me like, yo, let's do it over, let's do it together. I want to join you, I want to join you. So I feel like I want to give everybody the opportunity. But shit, y'all let me know. Comment down in the comments below. Let me know, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I do these Sunday breakdowns for y'all to kind of give y'all back my value. I've been doing these for like 2-3 years straight now, and I just said, why not bring my value to YouTube? But anyways, enough about me blabbering my mouth. Let's get to the charts. That's what y'all really are here for. So, bam. So here we go with GJ, and as you can see, this is like my main perspective on how I see the markets. But let's kind of start from the higher time frame, right? So as you can see, this is like the last retest candle that we had, right? Obviously, we had one here. Really, the structure for the monthly time frame really goes like this, right? And that's just because, like, right here, we got 2 or more candles going in the opposite direction of the trend. So if y'all guys don't know, I count like 2 or more candles going in the opposite direction of trend market structure. And that's what's been working for me. So, 2 or more candles. Don't forget. But yeah, man, this is the monthly time frame. Obviously, it's the highest time frame. We kind of came over here where we had like a nice support, a nice resistance, and we should be kind of pushing through and making support on this area. We can see here, if I was supposed to go naked real quick, we got like a lot of sellers exhaustion, buyers rejection, and finally buyers kind of did this engulfing. See, I know it kind of comes after every engulfing comes a retest. But now, right, watch this. When we look at the weekly time frame, this is like where the details get a little bit more detailed. Now, obviously, I got a shitload of technicals on my chart, so let's just look at the naked charts for now so you can kind of understand my perspective of why price action. This was like the last market structure area. You can see I got this fib from here to here, and we basically land on this 50%. Again, I got a lot of technicals, but 50% is like right here, and you can see that we kind of pushed above. It took these 2 sellers candles to kind of take us down to make us think, but we're really getting a retest right here where my crosshairs are. So we're getting a retest over here. So I have a little zone that was drawn like from, obviously, from here to here, but you can see this one. We're really gonna go down to like the daily. The daily is like where it gets technically like in our favor more. You can see on this daily time frame, I got a bunch of QPs right here, but if we were just supposed to look at this data alone, right? Minus the QPs, minus all the technicals, and allow me just to kind of clean this up a little bit because I'm trying to give y'all clean and sexy charts. I normally just do my pre-market breakdowns kind of like before, so that way for the cleanness of the breakdowns, you can see right from here to here. Now, the reason why I have an eclipse right here, keep in mind, everywhere y'all guys see an eclipse is a market structure area on a certain time frame, right? And at this moment in time, oh, wait, wrong fib. Matter of fact, we don't need this bigger fib anymore. Let me just remove it. Yep, let me remove it. This is really the fib that we need to focus on from this daily perspective because this was like a 38.2. If you draw your fibs from here to here, right, and I'll kind of show you, based on this market structure that we got like on the 11 hour, I believe it was. Let me make sure. Got to use that good old supply and demand. Yep. You can see here I have my zones over here kind of just critiquing from this 11 hour perspective. And this is like the last market structure area that we got. Just remember, guys, when it comes down to Fibonacci in general, right? Like when it comes down to fibs in general, keep in mind that like anything under a 23.6 is considered to be a market structure level, right? So basically right around here, we got a 38.2 and then I dragged it from here to here, which you could see where fibs is at now. And I kind of got this 38.2 here. Just remember that the bodies of price have to print on the level for it to actually count. So that's basically how I kind of got here to this market structure movement, and then we kind of delete. You can see here. Now, keep in mind, right around here, this is that 38.2. Now, unfortunately, we did ended up breaking structure. Now, I know what y'all guys are thinking. 9 times out of 10, we break structure, we're in a valid downtrend. We actually did enter a downtrend, but based on the higher time frame perspective, right? Because you can only go so much more far back. Let's go to like the weekly. On the weekly, this is just like a retest. So you got to remember, like when you're doing your Sunday breakdown, just remember that your higher time frames, like your monthly, weekly, daily, those are like your main time frames that you're going to use to kind of to build your sense of direction. So if one breaks, you always go back higher, which is basically how I got here, right? So obviously now we came, keep in mind 38.2 here, but on the weekly time frame, we kind of came back into this retracement kind of more. And the whole point of starting from here was to kind of show you how we broke this trend line, this structure and everything. But on the higher time frame probability, how we're still overall in the uptrend. So just don't get confused by it, right? So we no longer need this bigger fib because we should understand that our goal at the end of the day on a bigger time frame perspective is to trade this markets all the way back up to here to 0%, which we got some ways to go. So long story short, this is our target. Our target between now and maybe the end of the year, maybe the beginning of next year, we're gonna kind of head back up here. We're entering to the season of Brexit. If you guys don't know what Brexit is, it's where the European Union kind of divides, and the market's super volatile and everything to such. So we're kind of entering that. So that's why I kind of re-engaged myself as far as for higher time frame analysis where we are. But again, this bias doesn't. Need that. This bias doesn't matter. The only bias that actually matters is the lower time frame one, which we're gonna kind of get to. So let's go down to like the 7 hour where we are now, and you can see, right, obviously we broke this area, went into like a little mini downtrend. Now, ideally, right, the only thing that matters when it is that we enter these downtrending markets, right, is market structure being maintained. You can see the last market structure area that we got predominantly was right around here, which I'll make in red. And you guys know how this goes, right? So then we're going to go to the 5 hour, and we're just taking our time and just mitigating downwards and downwards. The reason being, right, is because a downtrend consists of lower highs and lower lows. So we kind of want to make sure that we're firm as far as for where we are within structure. So you can see here, we kind of came down, got a little pullback, came down, got a little pullback. Then we came basically like down here, then we got a little pullback, then we came down here. Right now, throughout this all, right, we were making lower highs and lower lows. Notice that this is a 23, 23. Then we come down here at 23, right? Now, if we go down to like the 2 hour, the whole goal is to kind of make sure that we understand like overall where we are now. No matter where you drag it, it is 23. But what I do want to show you is, right, like again, keep in mind that the market consists of lower highs and lower lows. So as long as we're getting these successful push downs, right? Like you can see the markets is respecting 23, 23, 23. So really and truly, the real break that we really need is not here, but here, right? The reason being is because we dragged it to the lowest point that the market kind of went to. And in us doing so, we needed to validate and break this area right here where I'm going to draw this zone to signify that we're in some type of uptrend. So once we pass this previous 38.2, which is a market structure area, based on us dragging the fib from here to here, we'll be good. So ideally, right, what we can do, because we got 38.2 right here, keep in mind, right, we got 38.2 from dragging it from here to here. So to adjust our fibs wouldn't really make too much sense, right? Just because we know that once we break past these 2 points right here, that we're definitely going to be transitioning into an uptrend. So I like to look at it from this perspective, right? The trend is your friend, and once we break and we alleviate, it's time to kind of build success, right? Keep in mind, the market should be giving you these 23.6s because if you're looking on a higher time frame perspective, you understand these areas that we need a break at, which you can see right around here where I'm about to draw this zone at, that the market actually did break this area, and we did actually successfully get a retest. So now that we kind of alleviated that on the 10-hour time frame and perspective, you guys can understand that, hey, once we kind of get these areas that are broken, we kind of should have a sense of ideal of where we are within structure, right? Which is why I kind of based my analysis off of this. Now, obviously, from here, we got a test of 38.2. Now, it all depends on what time frame you're using as far as for analyzing to see what you're actually going to get as structure. You can see on this time frame, we got a 38.2 right here. And this is where the fun really starts to begin, right? And again, this is just like a little bit of almost pre-back testing in a sense. I'm using this to kind of make sure you guys understand where we are within trend. Now, we don't want to go too low as far as for time frame because we're still in the analyzing, but you can see 38.2s right there, so we should know where we are. Let's kind of just clean up these fibs a little bit so we know where we are, and let's actually change this from red to green so we don't get lost in the sauce too much. Now, keep in mind, the 4-hour is just one of the analyzing time frames we have. We have higher, we have lower. Now, I want to go a little bit higher just because the higher the time frame, the stronger the data. And I know that once we really break past these 2 points, we're definitely good, but we can start writing the lower time frame trends from here. Now, pay attention because we're going to go back to like the 10-hour, and you're going to see from here, right? All we did is we made this big push, and then we came right here. Now, we tested 50% and settled at 38.2. So because the bigger time frame is a little bit more better for this overall move, that's why I have this eclipse right here. And then you can see our objective, even though we came from here to here, and we have it, this is just our higher time frame fib. So we should be racing to that 0% till we can break and, continue kind of trending up, right? And then you can see here in this gray area, we have our monthly zone, which, we're kind of stuck in and we're respecting to kind of go up to the upside. So now that we kind of have a sense of direction on where we are overall within this overall bias, we're going to kind of take a look at the structure that's kind of been building from this 50%. You can see here that we got a test of 61.8, 50%. And then from here, this is basically the overall bias on where we are now. So this is how I perceive the markets as of right now. Now, you can see a bit of analysis right here as far as for technically how I'm perceiving the market. We haven't quite broken this area yet, right? Nor have we broken the previous high point, which is over here. Damn, my fibs keep on disappearing. That's so annoying. All right, whatever. Let's go to the 1 hour because I already know where we are. So from here, we did this strong push up, and then we started to reject, right? Obviously, we have a demand zone over here. We barely hit it, but you can see that there's some interaction right here that made us reject. Now, earlier, y'all saw I had all these lines on my chart. Those are the QPs. You can see here that this is a resistance. We have a touch here, here, and here, which means that volume is getting weaker. So what I decided to do is do a counter trend line just based on momentum. My argument is this. If you guys don't know the rules of QPs, if we respect the QP as support, we should instantly go to the higher QP. So how I'm viewing it is like, right, like the 195, 500 is a strong area of resistance. Now, we could already see that we kind of pushed downwards with this variation and that this looks like the retest. So how I'm viewing the markets, right, is basically like this. And keep in mind, this is all based off my perspective, but, I kind of been right. If y'all watch the last Sunday breakdown, what I said kind of came into fruition. We're on a little streak as far as for what we call right and wrong in these markets. And, it makes me feel good, right? Because that means that you guys can abide by the technicals, you guys can abide by the psychology that comes with it, and, you guys can kind of kill these moves stellarly. So now this is basically where I'm at. You can see here that we acted as an area of resistance, and I'm hoping that we can come back and retest this area and use it as some formality of support. That's overall why I'm looking at my bias as of right now. So I'm hoping that market opens, right, that we can kind of get a pullback to somewhere around here, like around the 194, 250 area, if not the 194, 500 area, and kind of make some type of support around these areas so that way we can trend up. Reason being is because I feel like as of right now, the markets is overbought. That's how we kind of left off on Friday. We kind of left with a lot of bullish momentum, retest. We actually haven't got our market structure retest yet. And it's kind of knowing where we are within structure, right? If I was just to look at the broader picture is this fib from right here to right here, right? Obviously the bigger picture to where we're kind of making like a lot of 23.6 action right here. So I'm hoping that, we can kind of play out and kind of come back down here and get a retest of anywhere of here and kind of continue. But looking at it from the prospect of, the structure that's just been made on this lower time frame analysis, right? We still got confluence right here for this 38.2. And then we have a little trend line, right? Where these higher lows have kind of been maintaining and kind of respecting. So I'm seeing that, hey, we got a touch here. We also got a touch here and then a touch here, and then we blast it off. So I'm hoping that we can come back here and get an interaction somewhere in between here to where we can go long. So that's basically my perspective on it as of right now. Now, the market can do, as you guys all know, whatever the hell it wants, whatever the fuck it wants, right? It doesn't have to respect anything, but as long as we can get a good risk to reward, obviously the farther we pull back, the more better risk to reward wise we have. So I'm just looking at somewhere within these parameters to kind of take action, whether it's down here or down here or down here, whatever the case may be. But the best probable action looks somewhere around this trend line that's already respecting. Now, let's go down a little bit lower and see if we can see technically what's going on. So you can see right here that we kind of just pushed up, we retested, then we kind of came back with structure a little bit. So it looks like structure is kind of dying out. We can see sellers, even on these lower time frames, are kind of taking over a little bit. So I'm hoping, again, that the markets can gap down, or not even gap, but kind of come back down here for this market structure retest somewhere around here within this area so we can continue going long. This is the range. I'm just going to wait for one of these areas to kind of respect, but I'm hoping that price can kind of pull back somewhere around here and that we can go long. Outside of that, we're doing a good job of kind of maintaining. If we break any of these areas right here, and we kind of come back where we make a lower low and then we pull back and make a lower high, then we can ride to move down. But as of right now, just based on what I see, based on volume and based on data, these buyers are kind of retesting these certain areas, as you can see here, and we're kind of building that momentum to kind of go upwards. So I don't think we're going to kind of sell and kind of go down anytime soon. The buying volume looks a little bit strong. I really feel that we're going to get a retest somewhere around here. So let's be patient. Let's wait for it, and let's see what we get. Now, thank you guys so much for the Sunday breakdown. I wanted to keep it short, simple, and quick. Thank you. With that being said, if y'all guys think I should start a new challenge or whatever the case may be, just comment down below and just let me know. I don't know how much of y'all would like to actually trade with me, but I actually do start live trading this week, again, with my students. I'll be live trading at London session, well, the end of London session. Come like around 3:30, I'll be up. I'll probably start the live sessions like around 4. So if you guys want to tap in, all y'all got to do is hit the link in the bio and just let me know. And I'll see you guys on the other end of the community. Until then, until I get enough comments and responses, I'll be trading this account that I have now. So hopefully I can catch some pips with me. And with that being said, I'll kind of give y'all an update. With that being said, this is your boy Drewize. God bless, deuces, and I'll see you on the next one.